What are we jamming on now, Jay?
First of all,
you're jamming on Mini Shoot, which you told me about.
Yes. So, but before we get to that, there's one game. There's a mystery game that I can't name, and I don't know if you've ever been the type of person.
This is the tip of my tongue subreddit. Is that what I'm doing right
now? No. If you've ever been the type of person who has had a secret that you just like can't tell anybody, and that's how it feels right now. Like, and first of all, this is not an Xbox first party game or anything. So no, Josh, I'm not talking about Elder Scrolls 6 or Fable or anything, but I am playing a game that is an indie game in pre-alpha stage. And it's funny. And the only reason I want to talk about it is because I spent so much time playing with it accidentally. I downloaded this game. I looked at it and I pretty much just said, I've played this game. This game looks just like this other game over here. Like, I'm done. I'm not going to play this. Like, this is silly. And I turned it off and I just said, you know what? That's rude. That's rude, Jay. Like, I need to give this game a chance. Like, this is somebody's dreams and their hard work. Like, yada, yada. Come on now.
Maybe it could be someone just vibe coding,
I know. But I turned it on. Actually gave it a full playthrough. An actual honest, good effort. And it's really good, man. It turned into a game that I ended up joining the subreddit, giving the feedback through the insider, and now I'm sucked
just
in playing this game.
Becoming a fucking a volunteer QC tester.
Yeah, I'm an advocate. It's freaking, it's amazing.
Advocate.
Every now and then, because you never know what types of games come through these insider hub, and it's just like, hey, try this game pre-alpha, try this game, gives your feedback. Sometimes they're great, a lot of times just like, whatever, I could leave it, And this looked like just a copy paste, like just a copy of a popular game, but it turned out there's so much more under the hood than I recognized that I can't believe I'm playing this game, and that's all I can say. And I can't wait till I can talk about it more in the future whenever it actually releases to the public.
Well, we're gonna me and the rest of the disciples are just going to query your Reddit history, and we're gonna get you fired.
Thankfully, I am not posting any kind of things there, but it is a great game. Look forward to seeing that game come along. But yes, to the aforementioned Mini Shoot Adventures, man, this game, it's not often that
I've seen a lot of chatter for it on Blue Sky and shit. So
I'm glad, because it is not that often that I just text you like before we're gonna shoot an episode already talking about a game. Like, you need to play this game. It landed on Game Pass, and on the surface I thought it was just a flying shooter, but it's so much more. Like, it really is. To me, the best description is a flying shooter Legend of Zelda, and I've seen many other people describe it that way. And it's great, man. Like, I completed the whole journey, 100% of it, in 13 hours, including once you complete it, there's an additional bonus arena that you can do, and then there's like a special 100% way to complete that as well. And when you do it, like, it felt so satisfying because it was so much fun to do. Like, there was challenge involved, but it was it felt cozy, but like a challenge, like you expect a Zelda to be puzzle time, like at the same time. And so that was fun.
Would you have enjoyed it as much had you not just side quested Legend of Zelda?
I absolutely. Like, I just think it's more that's the easy comparison to draw because of Zelda. But like, just flying around, I'm like, oh, this game is great. Like, this is
I guess what I'm asking is that so deliberate that you can appreciate it more? Like, is there a deliberate attempt to call back is maybe a bit heavy of way to word it, but are they trying to make you think about Zelda in the design and blah 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 blah? Like, is that a deliberate, or is it just kind of by happenstance?
I think you could argue it, but it also is kind of just maybe by chance to me. Like, because there's a lot of games since Zelda's come out that have kind of used that open world kind of, not even open world, that's not a descriptor, but you know what I mean, like that open adventure limited formula where you're traveling around, there's dungeons you can go in, there's like hidden things you can get behind trees, that kind of whole thing. We think about Zelda because it's perhaps the most popular of those, so I don't know if it's deliberate or not. Either way, it freaking works, and it's great, and it's so satisfying. And Yeah, I've never had a game. First of all, for me, you know, I'm not a 100%er anyway. Like, for me to 100% something, it's got to be so satisfying. And this really was. Like, I was like, I am not leaving this world until I do everything there was. And so when you actually do complete not just the main story, but when you 100% it and 100% the bonus content at the end, it gives you, like, an additional cinematic. And at the end, it kind of tells you, would you like to delete your save state now? And then it says, you have done all that there is to do in this world. You have experienced it all. There's nothing yet left to do. However, it is there's some like very, you know, a better writer than me came up with that wording, but it makes you feel it. And so I did it, and now it's kind of like it never existed, and now my save state is gone. But like even talking about it gives me some weird emotional, like I don't know what it is about a flying shooter like adventure game, but it's really well done. I highly recommend.
Okay. So I have the demo, Quaid. Got a lot going on the gaming front right now. It's Quaid.
You said that so like so heavy. Just I got a lot of games going on right now, man.
I got. It's not even a lot. Not a lot of games, just a lot of game.
That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, after that, man, the balance of my time has really been spent playing freaking Marvel Rivals. Dude. Not only have I been sucked in, I now have alternate costumes for my whole strike squad. Josh, let me tell you who I have been jamming with and the awesomeness. Like Black Panther, Storm, Magneto in his traditional purple M like trial costume. I have Dark Phoenix now, Jean Grey, like Wolverine. I already said Black Panther. I have Blade. I have Wanda Maximoff. I'm having so much fun, like that I actually started dipping my toe into the competitive scene. And that's how you know it's starting to get real for me. When I'm like, let me just try and see what it's like being here where people are like super tryhards. And it's been fun. I've only played a few of those, but
and this is PvP?
Yeah, it's like arena based. So you're on a team of, I want to say like 5 other people, so it's like 6-on-6 or something like that, like 6-on-6. And there's like an objective. You have to like get this thing to the other side of the arena, and of course like the other team's trying to stop you, so you're fighting the whole way. Yeah, so there's always an objective, but you're fighting the whole time each time, and it's a blast. You have pretty much like the typical tank style classes. You have Vanguard, strategists, and duelists, and so like each person has their different function. And so like I throw in Cloak and Dagger is my go-to as well, because I think I talked about them before. They heal and do damage. Gambit is in there now. I mean, just I also have to say, between your X-Men quest and like the growing hype for the future X-Men coming to the MCU, this game does a great job of like keeping things fresh, and like not just from an arena fighting game perspective, but also just in terms of like providing a story with comic pages that you can obtain throughout the season. So like in a lot of other games, I'll just skip.
Smart.
Yeah, and a lot of other times I'll just skip through whatever you're showing on the screen. Like, let's get to the fighting. But like with this, I'm actively like, okay, I want to read the next comic page. Like, tell me what's happening in this story, and and you kind of do it as you play. So it might be like a couple more days before I read the next one. It's just really well done way to like get you hyped.
They're putting 1-to-1 effort into the the comic. That is obviously smart.
Yeah.
Smart marketing, or smart way to hook people.
Yeah. So I went from
and an otherwise redundant activity,
right? And it's so much like, and it really is fun to play, like as well. Like it's really become my competitive go-to spot where I'm not really playing Halo anymore. I'm not playing any other kind of competitive games. I'm just kind of going to that because my characters all look cool because I have them wearing cool ass dope costumes from the comics or the movie or wherever else I wanted to put them in. And yeah, man, there's so much to it in terms of like the team ups between the different characters and like the special moves and the boosts you can kind of do. And so I don't know, there's so much more there. Like if I was to go next level, then I'd actually get on the mic and start talking and try to find like, people to communicate with so you can actually coordinate. Then that would be like ultra next level nerding, just like back in the ESO days. I don't know if I'm there yet, but we'll see. We'll see.
I see that little shack on the horizon. Okay.
But yeah, with those, that's kind of taking all my time these days.
I am playing nothing but Into the Radius 2.
Really?
So many missions out in the Radius, bro. I am way in on this. Like I can't remember how much I talked about it last time. I think I was only like a couple hours in. But I didn't think I cared about like gun crafting. Like it's not something that I expect to enjoy or like get into at all. But it's so meticulous in this game, and there is so much. The store is laid out really cool and interesting and like enticingly, I guess. Maybe you walk into the store and they got like your consumables right there at the beginning. Food, it does have food, like I don't know, it does have an in-game application, like your stamina. As your hunger increases, your potential stamina, which is how you can run basically in the game when you're out in the Radius. So it does have an effect. It's not like a totally meaningless thing. But whatever. There's food you got to eat, and then there's like obviously your little healing fucking EpiPens, and that shit's all by the door. And then you walk in, and like straight ahead is like all your, they have like a bunch of the vests and like armor and shit you can get, helmets, and then like all your like backpacks and like the different, because I think I said last time, you can like you get your vest, and it's 100% customizable. Yeah. Every little, the way you put the pouches on and like the little things you can attach EpiPens to, so you have a quick one on your, like all that shit is 100% customizable. And the better vest you buy, the more space and customization capability you have with it. So even that has its own like little progress tree, but all that shit's in there. And like even your backpack, you can like put like fucking bandoliers on and like boxes of bullet or ammo fucking holders on the outside of it, and like also whatever. There's just so much customization with that shit. So that's all going on. And then to the right is all the like finished, like all the fully built guns. And like, there are so many that are so far away for me, you know what I mean? And like, they're there on the wall and you see them and you can look at them. I think you can even take them down and like hold them even, but you can't buy it.
You can't run out of the store really quick.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Well, you can, but they won't let you keep them. But anyways, so that's all the build shit's on the right, and you can kind of look at like what the possibilities are. And then over on the left is like a fully like little fucking parts of all the guns, like the dust cover, the stock, the muzzle, the gun frame, the different grips, and like different fucking, you gotta like buy the little rails to put, a sight or a laser pointer or a laser sight rather, or a scope or whatever little dumb modifications, muzzle. There's different, silencers, but there's also like lesser grade versions of that don't do as much cancellation, blah, 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 blah. There's all these, and like you just mix it. There's so many options for every single different type of gun build, and there's a million different ammunitions, and like just learning that, like I know what all the bullets look like, dude. Like you go out in the Radius, yeah, you go out in the Radius, and you find just like literally loose fucking bullets all over, and like you fucking, because ammo is definitely a thing, and you don't want to spend money on it, so you're like, I pick every fucking one of them up and like take my backpack out and I'm just like put them in the fucking backpack, and they're just like loose in the backpack, and you like the first however much I played, I had no idea I would get back to the fucking thing. And like that's the thing too, you get back after a mission and like there's this whole decompression phase of
I'm done.
You're out. No, not that. Well, then emotionally, yes. Also, like, fuck, I'll talk about this mission I just finished last night at like fucking 1 a.m. But you get back and like, because you're out in the race and like, it is fucking hectic and scary and like, you do not have time to like survey what you're just like stuffing shit in the backpack. And like, the way the storage system works is like, I think it's the smartest way to do it. I don't have a better solution, but like, once you get your backpack to like full capacity, it is like a fuckstorm of stuff that like, you can't even like, there's so much shit you can't even like, you gotta like learn.
Stuff.
Well, you could, but you can't, you're not gonna do it fast. And like, you gotta like learn, you gotta like get the discipline to like, stick all the shit you're just gonna sell up in one corner, and like if you want to get at like some ammunition quickly, you got to keep that in a place that you can like it's not too jumbled in your backpack. So like, and like your food's over here, you got to like put your food in one side so you can get to that when you want it, and like not have to fucking pull a million things out. So like,
wait a minute,
even that.
Hold on, Josh. Are you trying to tell me that like when you're out in the wild and there's things out there, you gotta physically reach in your backpack for extra ammo and like
if you don't have a properly built out vest, like I have a little thing of shotgun shells in my belt. I have like a few pouches for clips for my AK. Like so, like yes,
I'm like that sounds like a terrible, terrifying idea.
And then also like that's again like the my shotgun shell box. Like they do like 100 box, and like I have a pouch on the outside of my backpack for those, so I can just grab those and then refill my fucking thing semi-fast, But like, yeah, and like that's all part of the upgrade tree, the equipment-based upgrade tree is like adding these conveniences to your life because it's fucking stressful. Dude, like, I don't know shit about, like, clearly I'm gonna overstep the experience of this and like the comparison to actual warfare, because what the fuck do I know about that? But like, dude, I am in there, and it is like a level of stress and a level of like problem solving, like moment to moment problem solving that I have never experienced in a game. And I don't, I don't play a lot of first person shooters. I'm not going to suggest like Call of Duty maybe doesn't give this to you in some way, shape, or form. But I don't know, man. Like this is like, because of the meticulousness of the gunplay, I think like I would be shocked if most first person shooters don't streamline this infinitely more to gamify it and make it less of a real world thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to do everything. I mean, if you haven't bought the right things, like you can like buy, like I have a sniper rifle now, which was the whole fucking deal. Like I have like the shittiest one possible, but like I wanted that so bad because how I play game. I don't want to like run in there and fucking battle maze shit. I want to like find a dope ass sniper point and like just pick fuckers off from afar with no risk. That's what I want to do. So like getting a sniper rifle was a huge fucking ordeal for me. And when I finally did, the first one you get is like just a bolt action deal that you can just stick a bullet in every time you want to fire a fucking bullet. If you don't buy a clip expansion to have it, semi-automatic, I guess. So like all that shit is in the upgrade tree, and you can do it. It'll let you do it the shittiest, most cumbersome, awful, get your head blown off way if that's all you can afford. You know what I mean? And like that level of stress and immersion is really cool, I think, for the simulation component of this. Gosh. But yeah, so you get back from a mission and like you go to this machine to like solve the shit, and it's like you open your backpack and it's just like, oh god. Like I'm gonna it's gonna take me I spend 10 minutes just getting all the shit I want, and it's like two waves. Like I get all the dumb shit out, and then I go back to like my little gun cleaning ammunition area in my base, and like take each individual bullet that I just stuffed in the backpack, and like I put it in each little fucking box. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 base ammunitions, and then a bunch of different like variants of that to like the shotgun shells, for example, have different like buckshot and spread shot and shit like that. So like you gotta like learn the different ones, and there's a different box for each one. So you like take the bullets out, and like you like which box, and like you can hold a button to see what it is. But like now I don't need that, dude. I know what each bullet looks like, and I'm like, oh, that's a 9x19 caliber, and like I just know them now, which is crazy that I fucking like retain that information because there's so many different bullets in it.
Nice.
And then you find, like, you just find rusted gun parts out in the thing, too. And, like, those may be above and beyond, because you like security clearance is like the gatekeeping. So you get, like, you do these really hard missions and they open up your next security clearance. And that allows you to get the next level of things in the store, right? But you can find things out in the wild, these rusted at, because I told you have to clean the guns too, so you can find these like really shitty versions that you take back, clean up, and then you can build guns that are beyond your security clearance if you are able to find the things. And there's a whole level to that too, because they're heavy, and you only have so much space, and you got to make business decisions when you're out. Like, is this a gun I want to try to build? Do I want to pick this shit up? Do I want to have money to buy things instead? Buy, whatever. Just a lot of business decisions to make while you're out, on top of all the stress of doing it. So, yeah, just a lot of, clearly, that's all to say that it's just a lot of intricacy that I really, really fucking enjoy, and it is so fucking intense. And, yeah, so I did the big mission I just finished last night. It took me 2 sessions, probably like 6 hours, dude. And, like, I mean, dude, I finished last night, and my legs and knees hurt, dude, like I played too much basketball. Like, and, like, it's not that it like requires, I mean, there is a little bit of mobility to it, but I'm not like moving around, but I am standing the whole time, and like
6 hours
over 2 sessions. And like, dude, so the mission was, I had to go to this area, and I knew I passed by this area on a previous like little dinky mission to open this mission up to me, right? So I knew right when I saw the pin drop of like, and it's not exact, it's just like, there's some shit over here, go check it out, and like, I saw that, I was like, okay, I know what that is, I know what that building is, there were motherfuckers shooting at me from it when I went by it last time, like, okay, so I go there, and like, I mean, dude, it's like a compound, and like, it's fucking, and there's, on top of like dudes, there's all this crazy environmental shit in the game that is stressful as fuck. Like I said, you can see the picture behind me, it's chaos, it's like, you don't understand anything, crazy shit is happening all around you. You have a bare minimum understanding incrementally of like, okay, what that thing might do and how I need to and should avoid it and whatever, how you maybe can deal with it, whatever it might be. Yeah. So there's all this shit going on. It's of course heavy in that, on top of all the dudes in this fucking building. And I spent an entire in-game day, which, it's not 1 for 1, but it's like, they're fucking long. It's long to go through a whole day, and then night also. And like, normally I won't even go out at night, but like, this was such an intense thing. I had no choice. So like, I'm at night, I'm like, and like, I know there's dudes on the roof. I know there's dudes in windows and shit. So I am like, they can see your laser pointer and your gun. And like, I have right now, my main weapon is like this kind of like shotgun pistol type thing that I have both a laser pointer on and like a lamp on the bottom of the muzzle. So like, when I'm at night, I can turn the lamp on and like actually see, and then also the laser pointer, because aiming's not the easiest thing in the world. Like I'm sure aiming guns at people while they're shooting you was very hard. So, especially at night, right? So like, but the thing is, those motherfuckers can see both these things if you're waving them around, So I'm like out in the bushes, like outside this building, like, no, like, it's
in the dark.
In the dark. I'm like creeping around the bushes and like trying to get visuals on places that I like, or the guys that I think they might be somewhere. And like, you like fucking hunker down in a little spot and you like take off your backpack and like pull the fucking sniper rifle out. And like the scope, dude, is like, they did such a good job of like, it feels like a real world fucking scope. Like, I actually have looked through scopes on rifles and stuff. It's just like that. They even have like I don't know how to describe how the optics work, but like, if you don't look at it like perfectly right on, it doesn't show you it's like, it's representation of lens physics is like fucking great. Yeah. Frustratingly, because it's hard to like hold the gun perfectly. And again, when you're aiming something like, the scope isn't even the greatest scope, but like you're like trying to find something like this thing magnifies and you're like, what the fuck? You can't even find what you were looking at before you looked at the scope, right? It's like, whatever. It's just the whole deal. So yeah, I'm out in the bushes creeping around all night fucking long, just like trying to like pick off like maybe 2 dudes before the fucking light comes again. So I can like try to really infiltrate this building. And like, I spent an entire day, never figured out a way in before I realized that like, this was just a recon thing. And basically my like target had moved. So I like wasted a whole day of like, I mean, like, intense stress. A whole in-game day of, like, intense stress that I could have... I mean, actually, it turned out long run because I had to come back here. I eventually had to come back here. So the fact that I spent this time picking motherfuckers off was great in the long run, but I probably wouldn't have done it that way, and I probably could have been fine if I'd have just fucking not wasted that whole day, basically. But yeah, like, basically the ping had moved, and I had to go, like... And it was, like, a multi-step thing, and eventually you find this fucking thing, turn it off, and then that did something that you like go through some portals and like it was just a whole fucking deal that like I mean I was just and I didn't want to look it up of course so like I'm like walking around outside that building. I go through the whole night. Daylight comes again and like I'm like there must be like a fucking foxhole or something that I haven't found to like tunnel into this building because there was just no way to get into it from the outside. They had like barricaded everything and it felt so, again, I don't know fucking anything about warfare. You know, I am the most ill-suited motherfucker ever to be out with a gun trying to do some shit with no guidelines of like what my objective is and how to accomplish it. Like I'd just be the worst fucking ever Army Ranger ever. You know what I mean? But like, I felt like it. Like I got the feeling that I am out there in this, like no one has given me a flow chart. I have an end goal and I have no idea how to get there and anything could happen and I just have to figure it the fuck out. And like, it is just the most all-encompassing iteration of that I think I've gotten in VR. And it's such a good fucking game, dude. And it's multiplayer, dude. I'm playing solo, like, doing this with crazy. Like, and you would be able to fucking signal to each other. It would be so cool to play these missions multiplayer. It would be fucking amazing, man. So yeah, I've got to find some fucking beta testing buddies, and yeah, it's such a good experience. So that's all I played. I just like, and it's to make the decision to do that is a lot. So if I'm going to put my headset on, it's that. And like, that's actually why I've been doing fucking, like, I've been playing SimCity on SNES as like a fucking, outside of my Sonic bullshit. Yeah. Just something that's cozy. That's like a fucking, not a, like, oh, I can't do that. It's fucking, the radio shit tonight. You know what I mean? So like, man, yeah, it's a fucking lot, but it is a great game. And the fact that it's not even done yet is amazing to me. So good. Such a good game. So yeah, that's the only thing I've been playing really modern wise. I got not a hair at my ass. I listened to the Tales of the Backlog pod, did one on BioShock. And like, have you ever played BioShock? Did you play BioShock?
No, never did.
Amy actually played it. I mean, they're the first one's like 2007 or something. So she's actually talked about liking the first BioShock, which is crazy to me. So it's been in my head. I know it's kind of Fallout-y, and so it's been a curiosity of sorts. But they did this episode on it, and they got to the spoiler gate, and I was like, I'm just gonna turn this off. I need to play this game, And so I started looking around. Are there VR possibilities for it? They're like, I can't tell if there are or not, but I dumped it into my store. I bought it yesterday because they had they're doing a huge fucking sale on Steam right now. So I got like BioShock 1 and 2 with the remasters included for $7.98. Nice. So yeah,
nice.
Jump on Steam and get those if you've never played BioShock, maybe after you buy your computer. But yeah, I was trying to fuck with that last night too, so that's something I may get into if I can get the VR iterations of them to work. But otherwise, no new gaming pursuits. So yeah, SimCity on SNES, I'm like over 50% on the Chivo hunt now. I basically finished all the ones that are associated with the game progress before becoming a Megalopolis, the 500k citizen count, So like Casino was the only one, like, because you get one for each little building you unlock. So like the amusement park and the bank and all the bullshit that you get one for every little thing in the game. And the Casino is the only one I haven't gotten yet. So I've had like fucking close to 300,000 citizens. So I don't know what I'm not doing to have triggered that yet, but that's the only one. And then getting to a 500, was that a game you played?
Yeah, I love SimCity.
Okay. Well, I'm saying the SNES.
On the SNES, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, did you ever get the 500k Megalopolis?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you basically have to cheat, to my understanding.
Because I rented it a couple times.
Oh,
I didn't own it. I didn't own it.
Yeah, I think you have to, like, I haven't done any hard research on this, but like, just kind of, from afar, you have to, like, you can't build roads you have to like build all railroads for the transit thing because the traffic on roads makes, pisses people off too much to get to 500k basically, So there's like a lot of little shit like that I think you got to like basically kind of cheese, So I've never like building a whole fucking city that way all the way like, edge to edge of a map that's never been something I've been able to stick with that in mind. But clearly for Chivos, I'll have to do it. I guess I might have to restart in order to facilitate that because the way I build it now is like, I whatever. I played enough of it where I have strategies to like minimize, and even like I'll even like, put the rails like in ways that are like not like I can live with that, like rails in ways that don't make logical sense necessarily, but just having the rail there next to a road will mitigate the traffic on it, even if it doesn't really make sense for a train to be able to go there, you know what I mean? So like I'll gamify it a little bit, but I think to get to that level, you have to like from square one have to like plan to have no roads, do everything in the donuts, and like fucking be really hardcore about min-maxing the fuck out of the map available to you to get to that level of population. So I'll probably have to restart to do that, but there's that aspect of it. There's a handful, maybe 5, I think, Chivos that are associated with that. And then I got to do the 8 scenarios as well that they have. Like there's a Vegas one, there's a traffic, Rio traffic problem, and like Tokyo has the monster coming, and I think like San Francisco has like a earthquake problem, and you got to go in and just like deal with the whatever it is, and then fix it within a certain time period, So yeah, it's a really good game, really cozy, really fun. I don't know. It's a really great thing to just sit in fucking kind of background while it's the equivalent to just trash television, basically. I think.
Yeah.
That you enjoy.
And of course, it's on the SNES, another heater.
Yeah. Oh, we'll discuss which one's better, but objectively. Dragon Warrior 2 is still going on. I'm still stacking XP for the Road to Rome run. I'm at 25, 23, 18 is my level ratio, so ways to go on that. 5 levels for the top dog is a long way to go for sure. And then, because of Sonic, the Super Mario Sunshine and Metroid Prime pursuits kind of got backburned. So, last thing, X-Men Quest. So, I got all the way caught up on Wolverine. I'm up to issue 76 on that, so I basically caught up to Fatal Attractions, and then I got through one more. I'm basically January 9, I think it's 91, maybe 92. So yeah, right away, the post Adamantium rip out is like fascinating, to watch him out trying to like cope with that. And like Lady Deathstrike is after him right now is the first problem. Getting very close to my issue. 79. This is very exciting. But the one thing, like, again, most of it was trash, dude. The 62 was where I was at after the last thing. So most of the issues up to 75 were still kind of the same problems that we discussed. But the story right before Fatal Attractions, where he's out with Jubilee and they find the Sentinel that becomes self-aware and starts like considering the benefits of making the world a better place for Sentinels to live. He's like becomes self-aware enough to think that humans are like not just mutants, which are like he's like the prime objective. Like I'm not worried about that anymore. Like, I think all of you motherfuckers are a problem. I think like humans and all you motherfuckers need to go is what I think. And then Sentinels could live happily ever after, and like he's talking about like a way to facilitate that and like reviving other Sentinels and shit. And then he's using it gets dovetailed into the Gateway, the Aboriginal guy that creates the gates or whatever that allowed them to travel between Australia, whatever that dumbass storyline back when they were pretending to be dead. That's when that guy appeared. So he somehow pops back up, and like the Sentinel is using one of those somehow or another to whatever, something. So but that was kind of interesting though. Again, like a Sentinel becoming self-aware and like not freaking out about mutants, and like Wolverine and Jubilee alone trying to deal with that was a pretty good storyline. That certainly was infinitely better than most everything else in the Wolverine run up to that. So that was cool. On the Uncanny side, I got through a few issues post Fatal Attractions up to through 308, I think. And there's, I think it was 307, maybe 306, 307 it's called Blood Ties, was an Avengers crossover.
Oh yeah.
Right after Fatal Attractions there. And then Exodus comes into the picture, and starts talking shit to the Alkalite stooge. What's that? Fabian Cortez or whatever his name is, I think. And that was kind of interesting. It was kind of a bummer though that only one of the, like, it was a 5-part series, the cover said, and only one of them was an X-Men. So I'm like, I'm not going to go read 4 Avengers books. It's not happening. So I only got like a little snippet of what it is, you know what I mean? And like, I kind of didn't notice that Magneto died. I mean, like they killed Magneto after that. Is that, I feel like I didn't notice that at the end of Fatal Attractions, and that kind of seemed like what they're saying happened now. And like, I don't know if I missed something, or maybe that happened at the beginning of Blood Tie. I don't know. But like, they're saying that Magneto's dead now, and that like, because Jean Grey, there's a whole thing in Volume 2 going on which is actually, I like, this is cool too. Sabretooth has like showed up, and they like are keeping him in the basement, only like semi-voluntarily.
Oh, I remember that.
To like try to break him good.
Yeah. And
like, I mean, I want to, that again, I can't remember that happening while Wolverine was there. And I feel like it couldn't have, because I feel like Wolverine never would have left with Sabretooth in the mansion. Like, I feel like that's completely would have broken Wolverine's character as he's been created, you know? So that must have happened after he left, is my best guess, but I wanted to ask if you had input on that, or...
I mean, I don't remember those details. I just remember thinking that when that happened, like, okay, they're still clearly trying to make him, okay, you're Wolverine's dad, this is how we're gonna... I'm like, I remember thinking at the time, like, is he going to become an X-Men? Like, what are they trying to do?
Well, because he had, like, right there in, like, 306 or something, he's, like, helping.
Yeah.
You know, he's, like, helping them with something.
I was very confused. I'm like, what are they... That was, like, the big, like, concern at the time. Like, he's going to become an X-Men.
Well, exactly that. Well, become an X-Men, maybe, yeah. I think this is when they did that miniseries, too. I actually bought those. I should read those. I imagine they're somewhat applicable to this time frame. But... Jean Grey, a lot of them actually, but Jean Grey is like spearheading it, are like pissed off at Xavier for doing this, for bringing him here, or allowing him to be in the mansion. They don't trust him. And like, you know, he's like locked up in the basement, and they have to like, I guess they're like sending Psylocke down to like fucking, like basically gets like, he's like on the spectrum of like psychosis, where he's like wiles out, and Psylocke has to go down there and like fucking stab him with one of those.
I was about to say, isn't there an app where she gets?
They're trying to. She's trying to stab him with those fucking psi things and knives she has, and like she goes down there, and like he just fucking like knocks the shit out of her and throws her out of the fucking cell. Basically, like, no, like, she's not gonna send Jean Grey down, and like. You know, they're saying like, oh man, this is a ninja trained. Psylocke is like ninja trained, and this guy is just like fucking dog sporting her. You know, like the huge problem. Like he can't be here. You know, so Jean Grey is like super pissed off about that, and she's like calling Xavier out that he's making these bad decisions, including. And one of the things she's citing in that little tirade is that, you know, you like killed Magneto basically because, and maybe that like that and this are kind of like extensions of this of you.
Yeah,
like
you don't remember
losing your shit a little bit.
Like, yeah, when he did.
Did he kill him after Wolverine?
So
after Wolverine gets his adamantium ripped out?
That was the thing. Like when he ripped the adamantium out of Wolverine's body, that's when Xavier like went and quote unquote shut down his mind. So he's kind of like. So they think he was like, is he like coma vegetable? Like, what does that mean? But if it hasn't happened yet, like. Have you already read the Onslaught? Has Onslaught come through yet?
I don't think so, no.
All right, well then, yeah, that'll answer your questions.
Okay, great. Yeah, I guess maybe I do kind of remember. I mean, I remember Xavier getting pissed off, but I didn't remember. I feel like I didn't see Magneto get incapacitated fully. But I guess how else would that have ended? I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all the shit. Basically, that's kind of what's going on through this. The very last Uncanny 308 had the fucking trip down memory lane on Thanksgiving, where I don't even feel like he proposed. I feel like they just, like, collectively decided they're going to get married. And it's, like, on Thanksgiving, and, like, they're doing, like, a fucking football game the whole both gold and blue teams are out like playing football in the yard. It's
I remember
awful.
that one.
awful issue, and it's just Scott's being a bitch the whole time. I hate him so much. He's such a bitch. But yeah, they agreed to tie the knot and then announced it, and that's setting up. I know 30 because I have that hard copy issue that Amy brought back of they get married in issue 30 in volume 2, so I know that's coming. So they just announced that to the whole gang at the end of 308. So that's where that's at. So now I'll be able to bounce between the three uniformly: Wolverine, Volume 2, and Uncanny.